Good morning. Now, today's class we are going to do another example of the electrolysis, and that is the electrolysis of acidified water. See earlier what the examples which we have taken, those compounds are ionic compounds, means sodium chloride and lead bromide. One I took as a solution and one I took as a molten state. Now today's example is a covalent compound. Already we have discussed that covalent compounds are not having any ions. They are not formed with the ions. So ions are not present. We have learned that the base of the electrolysis is passage of the current through the ions. And for that sake, ions should be in the free state. A compound which is having no ions, how will it pass the current? Therefore, for this sake, the covalent compounds we discussed that they are non-electrolytes. But a few of the covalent compounds are polar covalent compounds. Polar covalent compounds have a little polarity on their component atoms, and that is why when we dissolve them in water or we provide that medium, then in that case the ionization takes place, means formation of ions take place. And for that sake, the example which is selected by your board is water. Water is also a polar covalent compound formed with the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a very less electronegative element in comparison to oxygen, and that is why the polarity is present on hydrogen and oxygen. Now when this water is pure distilled water, no means almost a very few ions are there, means almost no ions are there. So pure water or distilled water will not pass any current. But practically you are seeing that whenever current is put in water, it passes through. The reason is that the water through which the current passes, the common normal water, is not pure water, but it is having some minerals in it, some gases in it, which causes the ionization. Right now in the lab when we do, we take the acidified water. Acidified water means the water is taken, for that sake just see, we take the beaker, and in this beaker we take some this water, and in the water we add few drops of concentrated H2SO4, a few drops of concentrated H2SO4, and then we mix it well. Doing so, H2SO4 causes ionization of water, whereas itself also ionizes. As a result, what happens? The water splits into H ions and OH ions, and the H2SO4 splits into H ions and SO4 ions. So after the ionization, means they are ionizing, means forming the ion, water ionizes into H ions and OH ions, and H2SO4 ionizes into H ions and SO4 ions. So in this beaker where we have taken water, added some drops of concentrated H2SO4, now after stirring we are having three type of ions. The hydrogen ions which are coming from water as well as from H2SO4, and the OH ions which are coming from water. So one type of this positive ion H and the OH ions and SO4 ions which are the negative ions. Now after that we put the electrodes here, and we discussed earlier to make it voltmeter we need two electrodes. These electrodes we take this time platinum electrodes. These electrodes are platinum electrodes because platinum does not react with sulfuric acid. So platinum electrodes are taken and a battery is attached. We attach a battery here, and because of that, when we will switch on the battery, this will develop a positive charge and this will develop a negative charge. So it will work as anode and this will work as cathode. So as a mechanism of electrolysis, all the OH ions will come near to the anode, as well as all the SO4 ions will also reach near to the anode. So here around the anode, the collection of two negative ions are there, OH ions and SO4 ions. and on the cathode all the H ions are assembled. So this is the situation when the battery is switched on. There is no time gap, means simultaneously all this is going on, and soon after that, as we have done earlier, when at cathode the cations are collecting, here the cations will discharge, and these cations are getting electron from the anode, and anode is getting electron from the anions. So therefore this is a simultaneous reaction and a continuous reaction. At the anode, anions are leaving electron. This electron is coming to the cations. Cations take that electron and become the neutral one. So this way a circulation of electrons go through and the passage of current is continuous, and at the anode we get the non-metallic material, and at the cathode we get the metallic material. In this case, of course, hydrogen is a non-metal, but hydrogen is exceptional that it gets collected at the cathode. Now at cathode what happens, these H ions which are here, they are getting electron becoming H atom. You know that hydrogen is a diatomic element, so it will combine with another hydrogen formed in this way. You may say like this, it is 2 times. So these two H will combine to make hydrogen gas. And this is visible to us, means here at the cathode we will see a colorless, odorless gas is coming out. If we collect it and we test, we will see it will burn with the pop sound and the blue flame. That is the test for the hydrogen you have done in class 9. Now at anode, now what happens at anode we see? At anode what we are seeing, both OH ions and SO4 ions are reaching. Any one of this can participate in the discharge, but cannot participate. So any one is to be selected. Whenever any one post is there, any one position is there, and 2 candidates are there, of course only one will be selected. Suppose for example in merit 2 students reached and the only one position or only one seat is left. So one of the person will get selected and the other one will be discarded or may go in the waiting list, right? So here out of these OH ions and SO4 ions, any one has to be selected. Of course, if you recall that merit list, the one who is having the merit higher or more preferable or more eligible, that person will be selected. Here we will see what is the criteria. I don't say that merit means the one who is always in the highest marks. Suppose I am going to select, a team is getting selected for basketball, and one who is the topper of the class is not good at the basketball. So of course he will not be selected for the basketball team. Whereas maybe a person who is having only 40% marks in the class or 50% marks in the subjects, he is very good basketball player. So he will be selected for basketball team. So here whichever is the preference, accordingly the person is selected for a position. So here out of these two we will see how the selection is taking place. Any time when on any cathode or anode or any of the electrode, more than one type of ions are more than one anions or cations are reaching. Like in this example, OH ions and SO4 ions are reaching. So if more than one anion or cation are reaching on the particular electrode, in that case any one is to be selected. This selection procedure or this selection criteria we say selective discharge of ions. What we say? Selective discharge of the ions. We also use the word preferential discharge. So selection takes place, means out of the two any one will be selected, and which one will be selected is depend on certain norms. We will see what are those norms. We study under the heading selective discharge. So what is selective discharge? When on any particular electrode more than one anion or more than one cation, as the case is, reaching, any one of the anion or any one of the cation will be selected for the discharge, and other anion or other cation will be discarded. And that is why the one which is selected on the basis of certain norms. And this particular phenomena is known as selective discharge of the ion or preferential discharge of the ion. Now we will see what are the criteria for the selective discharge of ions. Now the first criteria is higher the concentration, more the preference. Means out of the two of the ions which are reaching, I am taking this example as the just to explain you. So out of these two SO4 and OH ions, which one is having more concentration, means more quantity, more number, that will be selected. Majority wins. So here what is in the more quantity or more number, that is OH ions, right? The OH ions are selected, means preference will be given to OH ions over the SO4 ions. Now after that, if we go for the second noun is position in electrochemical series. Position in electrochemical series. Now what is electrochemical series? Electrochemical series are the two series which we prepare on the basis of the ease of discharge of the ion. Means two series we prepare. I dictate once more that the preferential discharge is based on number one, the higher the concentration, means more the number of the ion, that ion will be preferred, and second is the position in the electrochemical series. So if I write down, this is concentration, where children with the board it is very difficult for me to manage, and this is position in electrochemical series. Electrochemical series. So what is the meaning of this electrochemical series? It is something which you have no idea. The electrochemical series are the two series are prepared. One series is for the cations separately and another series is for the anions. So two series, the series electrochemical series of cations and electrochemical series of anions. Now position in the electrochemical series. Here what is there? The one which is on the top is having just difficulty in changing into the atom. So that is put on the topmost. Means the electrochemical series, if I say once more, that it is prepared on the basis ki which of the atom quickly make the ion is put on the top. Like potassium atom quickly converts into potassium ion. So potassium is on the top of the series. Thereafter we see sodium atoms are changing into the sodium ions. So that will be down, and like that we go on. We see that hydrogen is much down here. And like that so many more are there. So here potassium ions, sodium ions, and then like that hydrogen ions, etc. So here in this series, if we see the ease of formation of ion, which forms ions easily, that is at the top, and which forms ion with difficulty, it is coming down. Now when the ion is changing to atom, what we are doing in this electrolysis process we do in reverse. We are turning potassium ion to potassium or any ion to its atom. And this is reverse. So one which is on the top is quick to make the ion, and one which is down is difficult or late to make the ion. Whereas in electrolysis, the one which is, what is the procedure? The ion is changing to atom. Of course, the one which is forming the ion easily, when it is asked to become atom, it will not be interested, or it will not be happy, it will not be forming it. Like suppose for example, your seat is here and you want to sit that side, you with your friend. If I ask you that you go to that side, you will quickly go to that place to take that, occupy that place, ki my friend is there, I want to sit in. But the same person, if I ask, I go back to your place, because your interest is there, you will not be interested to come back to your place, right? Second thing, if we see, suppose his place is there. He doesn't want to go and sit there. If I ask that go and sit there, the same place, he is not interested because he is not friend and he doesn't want, and here he is sitting with a friend. So that time when he is asked to go back to just go that side, so he will be for him it will be very difficult to take that place. Means formation of ion from the atom is very difficult. Formation of ion from the atom. Now if this person, this ion who has changed onto ion, if I ask you go back to your place, that time he will be very quickly changing into the atom. Means this time his atom changing into ion, with which is his interest, is a formation of ion. When I ask him to come back to this place, he will not be interested to come. But if the same person, another person is there who is interested to become the, who is not interested to become the ion, means least interest to become the ion, he is having a down position in the electrochemical series. With difficulty is becoming ion. When this ion I ask go back, become atom, he will be very quickly coming back as the atom. The one which is having a lower position, he was not interested to become the ion. But if and this fellow is asked to become atom again, very quickly he will become the atom. To lower the position in electrochemical series, higher the chance of discharge. Lower the position in electrochemical series, more the chance of discharge. So therefore, this is the second criteria. Position in electrochemical series, lower the position, more the preference. Two criteria I said. Third is the electrode's nature, which we will discuss with another example. So here, higher the position, lower the position in electrochemical series, more the discharge. Think about if for IIT exam, you are said that lower the merit, you will be given selection. What will you do? I was expecting this answer. Yeah, I will not write on anything 0 mark, but it is not correct, because in IIT exam minus marking is there. Who will get highest minus mark? He will be getting the selection. So for that sake, what is required? You should know all the answers and write down all the answers wrong. Unless until you are not knowing all the right answers, you cannot select the wrong alternative. So that is again too difficult. Okay. So here the same thing is, again I come back to this point. Concentration is more, means number of the ions more, that is selected, and position electrochemical series, then it is selected. Now same way as I said for the cations, this series is prepared. Same way for the anions also the series is prepared. And in this series, if you see, because here the point is about the OH ions and SO4 ions. You are seeing that OH ions concentration of number is more. Now here we are having the electrochemical series in which if we see SO4 is, it is a cross section, only a part of the electrochemical series. I am not taking the whole. So sulfate ions are having much higher position and OH ions are having much lower position. OH ion is somewhere here. Here in the electrochemical series for all the anions and all the cations, we cannot remember all that, and we don't want also here at this level. You only want those which you are requiring. Here sulfate ion is at much higher position and OH ion is at much lower position, and that is why, because its position is lower, that is why OH ion is selected. So out of these two ions, without any confusion, OH ion is getting selected and SO4 ion is not. SO4 ion is discarded, and that is why if you see at anode what is happening, the selection is of the OH ions, and so these OH ions lose one electron and become OH neutral. This type of 4 reactions are required, and 4 of the OH combine to form 2H2O and O2. Since H2O is the same content which is here, so it participates in the process, and O2 comes out here. So here we get the hydrogen and here we get the oxygen. On the cathode, therefore we get the release of hydrogen gas, and on the anode we get the release of oxygen gas. Both these gases are colorless, odorless. So observation, you will see that colorless, odorless gas on cathode and colorless, odorless gas on anode. But to identify, we see that it burns with a blue flame and pops out, and it does not burn, but it supports the combustion, means it will blow the glow splendor. So that is the identification. Now altogether, if you see, you are having this reaction, only these two reactions are required at anode and only these two reactions at the cathode. Now what happens to SO4? SO4 ions just remain like this, and the extra H ions also come here and they will form H2SO4. So the concentration of sulfuric acid is more near to the anode and less near to the cathode. But overall, how much H2SO4 we have added, it remains same, means the quantity does not change. So we say that overall concentration of sulfuric acid remains same throughout. Sulfuric acid is not consumed because the hydrogen ions which are discharging, they are getting electron from the OH ions. So as many OH ions are discharging, that many electrons are available for the hydrogen ions. And that is why the hydrogen ions which are coming from H2SO4, they won't get any chance to discharge. And that is why these H ions remain just like that, as a mere spectator. SO4 ions also remain as spectator only. They don't get chance, they are standing as a waiting list. If OH ions will leave, then we will get chance, but they don't get. These H ions which are not getting chance to discharge, they come and join with the SO4 and reform the H2SO4 here in the solution. And that is why we see that H2SO4 is not consumed throughout. And because of this reason, sometimes we also use or refer that electrolysis of acidified water is an example of catalysis too. Because in the catalysis, the decomposition takes place with the presence of catalyst. H2SO4 catalyzes the reaction by doing the ionization of water, and H2SO4 does not participate in the reaction. Catalyst does not participate in the reaction. So since concentration of sulfuric acid, or better to say quantity of sulfuric acid, remains same throughout, that is why we say that sulfuric acid acts as a catalyst. And so this can also be referred as an example of catalysis. So here this is about the electrolysis of water. I'll summarize once more that water is a polar covalent compound. Ionization takes place by adding some H2SO4. Doing so, formation of H ions and SO4 ions, and H ions and OH ions. So H ions which are coming from H2 and H2SO4 all are reaching at cathode. Those which are coming from H2O, they get chance to discharge because electrons are coming from the OH ions, and that is why OH ions discharge, and they discharge along with the H ions. But those H ions which are coming from H2SO4, they do not get any chance to discharge. So therefore the H ions, remaining H ions and the SO4 ions again form the H2SO4. At cathode we get therefore the release of the hydrogen gas, and at anode we get the release of O2 gas. Now if you see for 4H2O, means if you observe this, I'm just writing here, 4H2O is forming 2H2O plus 2H2 plus O2, because when 4 OH are here, it will also be 4H, means 4H will take 4 electron and become 2H2. So that is the reason why we get 2H2O. This will become therefore 2H2O, and this will make 2H2 plus O2. Thank you, children.